Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about desire. Desires are something which are not very common to us to really look at, to observe, to see. Normally desires are just driving us somewhere from the background of our reality, and they always seem to be here somehow and connected to experiences we are making. But there is much more to desires than we would ever think. So that's what we are talking about today. Desire is a hard quality, and I guess you never heard about that. So listen well. It's a hard quality, and it's actually part of our life all the time. Desire is driving us to do things we would have never done before, driving us even beyond our own anxieties and fears. Let's think of being in love with somebody, which is quite common, right? And you have the desire to be with this person, but the fear is making you crazy. Like every one of us, I guess, has this experience before in his life. So you just really be driven towards something through desire. So in my case, when I was young, it's not in every case, I had a lot of anxiety towards relationships. So when I really wanted a girl, I really had this deep desire, but in the same time, I had a huge fear to fulfill the desire. But I even managed it to go to the house of the women I was in love with and bring her flowers, despite the fact that the fear was so big that I could just run away. I wanted to run away. I really wanted it, but I did it. And well, honestly, it didn't really work, but that's another story. So desire is very strong. Desire is the life force. It's what's bringing us to experience, whatever we experience in our life. But there is something to desire which can become very edgy. And that is when desire falls into the lower chakras. So it's not in our heart anymore. It is all of a sudden when it falls, it appears on a lower frequency inside of our solar plexus. And the solar plexus is the place where we use power, where we get also abused in power. So when the desire is there, it becomes to be the desire to abuse power. And it's often the case, especially when the heart is closed of a human being and the human being is not able to feel love. It starts to repress the desire to the lower chakras, and from there it abuses it as kind of trying to control the surroundings, controlling maybe you. Maybe it was a very controlled being like I was. I had an abusive father in that sense that he was not able to feel love so often, not always, but often. And when that was the case, he tried to control somehow the world, and that was also me. So desire can be abused in terms of power abuse. And if it falls even deeper, you come to the belly chakra. And when it's in the belly chakra, it is sexual addiction. Desire in terms of sexual addiction is also called lust. Lust can drive us to have a sexual misconduct in many different ways. and it can really like drive our world, can drive our daily experiences, our daily things we want to have and we want to look for. So we run after girls, not because we love them, but because we want to have them sexually. We feel attracted on a lower level to women, and that's also the case when the heart is closed. When the heart is open, it's a bit different, but later we come to that. So when the heart desire even falls deeper into the, let's say, into the pants, it will be on the lowest chakra, which is the root chakra. And the root chakra is connected to the physical world, to everything which is appearing in a physical form. So it will be the desire of having things, of owning things, of possessing things, like maybe big cars or big houses or many things, or being rich and having everything because we are rich. Yeah, and that desire is also actually bringing us to live in a prison, like in a prison of like being addicted to the physical world. So all these three forms of fallen desire at the end of the day bringing us in a prison, like bringing us into desire not being free. But as soon as the heart is able to be open, all these desires who fell into the lower chakras will be connected to the heart, which means that we are using power, but in a confident and in a very responsible way, in a very responsible way. And we will have sexual desires, but the sexual desires we have are more going towards somebody we love, right? Like we love, and that's why we have sex. And on the physical level, we will still have things and we will still have a responsible relationship to these things, but we don't really feel like possessing them, or they're not possessing us. And that's the difference. So again, it's very important to open our hearts. As I said in previous videos, we really have to have an open heart to have a sane connection to the outer world. And then all the lower parts will be free inside of this love. And that is what I really, really wish for you, and for sure also for myself. Thank you for listening, and have a good day. Namaste.